what is the work you actually do out in the field?
My name is Mclaren Lachman, and I work Clowns Without Borders Africa. And we are a group of artists, clowns, and facilitators that use arts, performance, workshop-based interventions as a form of providing psychosocial support for children and guardians affected by HIV/AIDS.
What are the many issues and challenges that you face when you do your work?
There's a lot of different challenges that we I'd say, like, one of our biggest issues is the disconnection between children and the guardians. They have been orphaned, either single or double orphans, and are now living with either their grandparents or their aunt or their uncle, a neighbor, or even another sister or brother. And the relationship of nurturing and loving kindness that you get it from a parent maybe is missing. So what we kind of do is try and reconnect that link.
Being a part of what Oxfam facilitated here, the performance you're about to for them, what are your expectations from the audience?
Well, for the performance, my hope is that everyone will laugh and enjoy themselves after a whole day of workshops and symposiums and everything. And then for the workshop, I'm really trying to give the partners and people who do Project Oxfam in the field a taste of what we do with guardians, using storytelling and symbolic play with dolls to develop that nurturing connection that I talked about with the children. So we're giving them like a teaser of what our intervention methods are like.
Which leads on directly to my next question. What do you hope they'll take away from having seen you and experienced what you have?
Hopefully they'll take away some ideas of what they can do, and maybe some beginnings of new relationships that we can to cultivate and work towards in the future.
How does the work that you do out in the field include children? I'm using a better word, surround children. How does it involve children?
Our focus is children. So when we go into a community, we'll do a performance to introduce our organization to the community, and that uses the idea of making a celebration of laughter as an introduction and as a momentary relief. And then we'll go in with facilitators, artists, to teach just residencies that use storytelling and play and circus to invigorate that sense of joy and play that's essential to a child's development, especially for children who've been affected by trauma and are suffering from depression or the shock of having lost a loved one or caring for a loved one. They can be withdrawn, and we try and reconnect them and reintegrate them into the social fabric of play and of laughter through humor.
Oxfam's involvement in your work?
We work with Oxfam's partners. So in Kopo and in Guavuma, we have a long-term capacity building project with 2 different organizations that work closely with Oxfam.
According to 1.
Your work out in the field, how responsive have your audiences been, and where do you think that the main benefits come from on those? What are the main benefits?
Well, as far as responses, I would say that our capacity to do work is limited by our organization size, not by the desire and request that we get to do continual work in the field. And I think that we get the most clear gauge of how our work is doing in the field when we have reflections with guardians and children, and they talk about how over a 10-day period that we've been working in the community, the relationships have changed, where the children will be hesitant or scared of coming to their guardian, to actually going freely and sharing about what they do at school or what they do in the program. Guardians are telling stories to their children at night and playing games and really changing that environment at home. And that, I think, is the long-term work that we're trying to do, is really change that.
As a direct participant in the work you do, has it benefited you? What have been your learned experiences through this work? It's unique, what you do.
It's completely opened my entire perspective on life. The nature of play as a way of awakening a sense of kindness and compassion in someone's heart is not something I really understood. As an artist, as a clown, I understood that this is the work that we do. But how to adapt that over the last 6 years that we've been working here in South Africa to actually community development and community empowerment. It's been a journey for me that's opened up many doors and eyes of awareness.